The conversation surrounding the recent boxing match between Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios is buzzing with opinions, reactions, and predictions about the fight's outcome and its implications. The bout ended in a majority draw, with two judges scoring it 114 to 114, allowing Barrios to retain his title. Fans and analysts alike have been dissecting the event, with some expressing satisfaction with the draw, while others are critical, pointing to Pacquiao's age and inactivity as potential factors in the result. The discussion captures a mix of admiration for Pacquiao's legacy, concern for his decision to return to the ring at 46, and analysis of Barrios' performance as a younger, active champion. The draw has sparked debates about whether it was a fair outcome. Some fans argue that Pacquiao won, citing scores like 102 or 93 in his favor, while others see the fight as evenly matched. The intensity of the bout was evident, with Pacquiao landing aggressive punches, particularly in the final moments of rounds, showcasing his trademark explosiveness. However, Barrios' composure and effective jab were highlighted as key strengths, with some observers noting that he controlled the fight's pace at times. The draw has left fans divided, with one side believing Pacquiao's experience and power gave him the edge, while others felt Barrios' youth and poise justified the result. The fight's outcome has also fueled speculation about Pacquiao's future in boxing. At 46, his age is a significant point of contention. Critics argue that his body may not hold up against younger, active fighters like Barrios, pointing to his lack of recent competitive bouts. Pacquiao's last professional fight before this was against Yordenis Ugas in 2021, where he appeared outmatched, and his recent exhibition matches have been against less challenging opponents. Some fans and analysts question whether he should continue fighting, citing the physical toll of 72 professional bouts and 498 rounds over his career. The wear and tear from his aggressive fighting style, which relies on speed and intensity, is seen as a liability at this stage, as these attributes tend to diminish with age. Despite these concerns, Pacquiao's supporters remain optimistic. They point to his history of defying expectations, such as his 2019 victory over Keith Thurman at age 40, which made him the oldest welterweight champion in history. His ability to compete against taller opponents, like Barrios, is also noted, with former opponent Chris Algieri emphasizing Pacquiao's success in such matchups. Algieri, who fought Pacquiao in 2014, acknowledges the challenges but believes Pacquiao's experience and power could still lead to an upset. Boxing promoter Oscar de la Hoya echoes this sentiment, expressing strong faith in Pacquiao's ability to win despite the odds. De la Hoya recognizes Barrios as a formidable champion but insists that Pacquiao's legendary status and skill set make him a viable contender. The boxing community is also grappling with the broader implications of Pacquiao's return. His title shot, enabled by World Boxing Council rules allowing former champions to challenge for titles, has drawn criticism. Some argue that coming off a long hiatus to fight for a world championship is risky and potentially unfair, given Barrios' recent activity. Comparisons are drawn to other aging fighters, like George Foreman, who won a title at 45 but had been more active than Pacquiao, and Bernard Hopkins, who set a record at 46. However, Pacquiao's unique status as an 8-division world champion gives him leeway that others might not have, with some arguing that his achievements earn him the right to take such risks. Analysts have pointed out specific moments in the fight that shaped perceptions. Pacquiao's aggressive flurries in the final seconds of rounds were seen as a reminder of his prime, but Barrios' ability to stay composed and land clean jabs kept him competitive. Some observers felt Barrios was hesitant to engage fully, possibly due to Pacquiao's power, while others believed he strategically conserved energy to counter Pacquiao's bursts. The question of whether a knockdown occurred also surfaced, with some fans and analysts insisting Pacquiao landed a significant blow that should have been scored as such. Looking ahead, the possibility of a rematch or future fights for Pacquiao is a hot topic. Some fans are eager to see him face other welterweight contenders like Brian Norman or Jaron "Boots" Ennis, though there's skepticism about how he would fare against such young, dynamic fighters. Others suggest a rematch with Floyd Mayweather, referencing their 2015 bout, but opinions are mixed on whether Pacquiao's age would allow him to compete at that level. The sentiment that Manny doesn't lose in Vegas, and that casinos might favor him adds a layer of intrigue, with some speculating that external factors could influence outcomes. Pacquiao's decision to fight again is also seen through a financial lens. His status as a global icon and the potential for lucrative paydays are undeniable motivators. However, his former promoter, Bob Arum, now 93, expressed concern about the risks, noting that Pacquiao's inactivity and age make this a dangerous endeavor. Aram's comments reflect a broader sentiment in the boxing world. While Pacquiao's heart and legacy are unquestioned, his physical condition at this stage raises red flags. Still, Aram and others acknowledge that if anyone can defy the odds, it's Pacquiao, whose career is defined by overcoming challenges. The fight has also highlighted Barrios' strengths and weaknesses. His recent performances, including a draw and a less-than-stellar showing against Fabian Maidana, have led some to question his dominance. Critics note that his face swells easily when hit, and Pacquiao's precision could exploit this. However, Barrios' youth, size, and ability to control distance are seen as advantages, with some arguing that he's a tougher challenge than Pacquiao's recent exhibition opponents. The consensus is that while Barrios is a legitimate champion, he's not on the level of elite welterweights like Terence Crawford, making this a winnable fight for Pacquiao in the eyes of his supporters. The discussion also touches on Pacquiao's preparation and physical condition. His sparring sessions are said to have shown flashes of his old speed and power, but there's skepticism about whether he can sustain that over 12 rounds against a younger opponent. Algieri's analysis emphasizes that the opening rounds will be critical, as they'll reveal whether Pacquiao can still move and hit like he did in his prime. If he looks sluggish early, it could signal a tough night, but if he can land his signature left hand, he might still have the power to hurt Barrios. Fans and analysts alike are torn between admiration for Pacquiao's courage and concern for his safety. His legacy as a fighter who took risks and thrived under pressure is undisputed, but the reality of aging in a brutal sport like boxing is hard to ignore. The draw against Barrios has only intensified these debates, with some seeing it as proof of Pacquiao's enduring skill and others viewing it as a sign that he's past his prime. The boxing world is left wondering whether this fight was a one-off or the start of another chapter in Pacquiao's storied career. As the dust settles, the focus shifts to what's next. Will Pacquiao retire, as some suggest he should, or will he chase another title shot to cement his legacy? The possibility of facing other top welterweights or even revisiting old rivalries keeps the conversation alive. For now, the draw has left fans hungry for more, with opinions split on whether Pacquiao can still compete at the highest level or if Father Time has finally caught up. Regardless, his return has reignited passion for boxing, proving that even at 46, Manny Pacquiao remains one of the sport's most compelling figures.